All right, how's it going, guys? Wanted to film a little video on the Camaro here. It's a 2010 2SS. I'm installing an oil catch can kit from Raceworks, and I wasn't gonna record a video on this, but I figured I would because I ran into quite a few problems. So we're gonna mount the catch can right here. I want to keep it out of the way of this front area so that doesn't look as cluttered. I already took out the cold air intake, and I was in the middle of modifying the stock valve covers to fit the bungs for the catch can that Motion Raceworks gives you. And so I drilled the holes right where I wanted them to be, and then I went to put on the coil packs, and of course the coil pack covers right over top of this hole back here. So I tried, everything that I could think of, and I just ended up buying Motion Raceworks valve covers. So I was trying to save money and not spend, $700 on their valve covers, but, I couldn't make it work. Real quickly, just to, recap on what I did. Obviously, I took out the cold air intake. That was pretty easy. There were a couple bolts holding on the coil packs on both sides. Took those inside, disconnected everything, took off the, plastic shields that are holding in the wires and stuff. I'll show that in a minute. And then, just 4 bolts holding on the valve covers. So it's not too bad. I did have to take off a couple of brackets like this one. This is a fuel line, so it's real hard to get this valve cover out with these lines still in the way. But I didn't take off too many things, just disconnected the wires, obviously. Just noticed a little fray in that belt. That's great. Gonna have to get that replaced. I just replaced those too, I don't know, 3,000 miles ago or something. Oh, anyways, I'm gonna work on putting in the new valve covers from Motion. So with the stock coil packs, the multi-fit bracket will, work with those, if you're ordering these. I got the 10AN kit valve covers because that's what it said on my catch can. So, here they are. Look real nice black anodized. There's a baffle already installed, which is great. And it comes with the valve cover gaskets, which are kind of weird looking, but I'll have to figure out how to put those on. That'll be fun. And we got our, what is this called? Oil cap, whatever. Yeah, oil cap thing, as well as the 2 fittings for the catch can and the studs, or the bolts for putting these on. Okay, so here's my makeshift workbench. Got the coil packs taken all apart. It was really challenging to get these guys off. I had to use, 2 flathead screwdrivers and pry off these 2, and then pry off these 2, and well, I think it was these ones first that come off. I'm not too sure. I did this 3 or 4 days ago, but yeah, got everything off. I don't really like the look of these wires, but I don't really want to upgrade them right now. Just gonna put them in there, get the car running again, and we can go from there. But yeah, like I said, I ordered the coil brackets from Motion that work with the valve covers, so we should be good to go. I'm gonna go and get everything installed, and we'll see what it looks like. All right, so I got the coil packs all put together. I put the long bolts with the spacers on there, tighten them down, and then I use these outer 2 holes for the, brackets to put the coils on the valve cover. They sit good in these 2 outside holes. I think that's pretty much it. You can't get to the valve cover bolts with the coil packs on, so I'm gonna have to install this first. Once I get this installed, then I can put the coil packs on, plug them in, and yeah, that'll be it. Okay, real quick before I throw these on, these seals are a bit big, so just start in the middle, work your way out, bring around the sides, and then you kind of have to squish it in here. It took a little bit of, persuasion, but got them in there on both sides. Yeah, let's go throw these on the car. All right, so I got the valve covers in. They were pretty easy, and I got the bracket mounted up for the catch can. We're gonna put it like that. I just cut off the stud there, and I welded this 1/4-inch piece of metal on. It's pretty stable. I'm happy with that. It's not exactly a C in my car. I'm not too worried about it looking professional. So I'm gonna self-tap this guy on, and then we can start running our lines. And we'll put on the coil packs and we'll be all set. All right, so as I'm finishing up this other side of the lines, I'm gonna show you guys how to put these on. So I got a clean cut on here, and I just sort of threw this tip on, and I'm going to give it a couple smacks on the wood here, and we'll push it up all the way. There's a little lip inside. It's kind of hard to see. So we'll push the line all the way up to the lip, and then we can screw in the other half of the fitting. All right, so I gave it a couple taps. It's not scuffed up because I used wood to hit it. If I used metal, it would be all scuffed up, but I'm happy with that. So I'm going to put it in the vise here, and then we can put it on the other end of the fitting, which is right here. So there's like a little, I guess, like, I don't know, flare on the end. So that goes in the actual like plastic part of the hose, and then we can just tighten it up real tight and it'll be good to go. All right, so I got her all tightened up there. I'm trying to save as much money as I can, so I didn't get those fancy A&L wrenches. So I just used the paper towel to, yeah, the A&L. So whatever, A&N, do they call it A&M?
Yeah,
A&N. Okay, all right.
The fucking M&Ms.
And I put the big part in a vise with paper towel around it, so it didn't scuff it up too much. I'm happy with that, but we'll put it on here, and then I'll show you guys how to measure the cut. All right, so I just put it in there, and then come into my fitting here. So I'm probably gonna cut it right about there. I can always push it back a little bit, give the line a little bend if it's too long. But yeah, I'll go ahead and get this cut, and I'll show you guys how. All right, so after I marked it with my pair of scissors there, I put some electrical tape over it, and then I'm just gonna use an angle grinder to cut it off. So I'll just go real slow, and it'll cut flawlessly. All right, so I got pretty much everything back together. I'm just gonna put on the filter there. The coil pack brackets are by far the hardest part of this whole installation because the bolts are way down in here, and it's really hard to get to them from the top, especially this back one on the passenger side. I believe I stripped one of them on the driver's side, cross-threaded another, so it was not fun. But they're in there, nice and stable. I'm fine with that. So we'll get it started, and hopefully I don't leak any oil. I also ran the lines way back in there, underneath everything. And I have these guys sitting here. Of course, I cut the short one too long, so it looks a little bit, well, it looks a little bit long, but it's all right. I'm not too worried about it. Another thing I want to point out is for this fitting, you got to really yank this AC line out of the way to be able to tighten it properly. But other than that, I think that's all I got. All right, so we started the car up and we had multiple cylinder misfires. So we hooked up a scanner to it, and we figured out that this wiring harness was backwards over here. So after some research online, the order is supposed to be purple up front, olive green, regular green, and red. That's for the driver's side. And then for the passenger side, we have red up front, regular green, olive green, and then purple in the back. So that fixed our misfire, and yeah, we're all set. I don't see any oil leaks. Looks good to me. I want to get some new wires here because these look kind of not so good. I also got to clean out the engine bay because I haven't cleaned it since I got the car. But one day I'll get that all cleaned up and everything will be nice and shiny and it'll look awesome. All right, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.